Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
How about being my partner? Gonna kill a couple of no-good cowboys.
For what?
For cutting up a lady.
It was a time when lawmen were killers. Outlaws were heroes.
So you still have that Spencer rifle, huh?
And a bad reputation
I've always been lucky when it comes to killing folks.
was as good as gold. Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris. Unforgiven. Rated R. Starts Friday, August 7th.
Unforgiven.
Hey, it's August 9th. We're almost exactly on the 30th anniversary. I guess by the release date, we'll be a little behind.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That'll be still close enough.
Movie Life Crisis, The Bucket List with Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, and Gene Hackman.
Did you say the bucket list? No.
Clint Eastwood wasn't in that. Dude,
No, he wasn't.
every lead in this movie was like 55 or older.
Yeah, I started looking at that when I was trying to come up with my recast. And I was like, do they have any people this old that are still in Hollywood? I don't.
Yeah, you could pick some really old people for the recasting. Gene Hackman, Clint Eastwood, Richard Harris were all 62, and Morgan Freeman was a spry 55.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Anyway, Movie Life Crisis, Season 2, Episode 17.
17's a lot.
17's a lot. Moving on through the year. Unforgiven. The Best Picture Oscar. The Best Director Oscar from this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge movie, giant Western that cost nothing and made tons of money and then won a whole bunch of awards for everyone involved.
That's really great for them.
Great for them. Directed by Clint Eastwood, starring Clint Eastwood, with Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's what the trailer said.
That is what the trailer said.
It had all of that information.
That's how I recollect that. Anyway, we got a review. We haven't read a review in a while, but we got one. I thought I would throw it up there.
Hey, all
this
right,
one
we got
is
one.
5 stars, great concept, great rapport. I came across your podcast through another podcast, Vintage Video. Really enjoy diving into films of the past that are in the wheelhouse of time I remember and hearing y'all talk about it. Keep up the great work. That is from Michael, who is from the Screen Nerds podcast. So podcast fam showing the review love. Appreciate that.
I was going to say, that Vintage Video podcast, that's good stuff.
Yeah, those are some other podcast homies of ours that are doing a similar thing to what we're doing, but for the 1980s. So if you want to hear a whole lot of movies, there's that. And also check out Michael's Screen Nerd podcast. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that.
Yeah, nice stuff. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, so, and another thing that we have neglected to do recently, but we've gotten some requests for, is for Jeff to catch us up on where in the world is Movie Life Crisis.
Yeah, so the one that I found, I just went and looked at the last episode. So the last one we're doing at the time of this taping is A River Runs Through It. We had
Classic.
Yeah, fantastic. Just great. If you haven't seen it and you love fishing, you should go check it out. Apparently, the people in Kawasaki, Kanagawa,
Japan?
In Japan, they really, it's just south of Tokyo. They really love fishing and Brad Pitt. Because there was 9 different downloads from just that one spot. So that was cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's 9 people listening. There's 1.4 million people. That's like the size of Philadelphia. And we got 9 of them listening with us.
Not to be cynical, but I wonder if it's because I said when we did A River Runs Through It, I found there's some sort of Korean or Japanese show named A River Runs Through It. I wonder if it's a Japanese show, and those people were very disappointed that we're not actually doing a podcast about their show that's happening now.
They turned it on and they're like, what the hell is this? This is not it. And then they showed their friends, and that was the second download.
Anyway, welcome, Kawasaki, Japan. Sorry that we're not doing the right A River Runs Through It, but we're happy to have you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't believe that we're way over there.
Yeah, we're in like 40 countries or something stupid.
Yeah, that's cool. I can't,
It is.
Who wants to listen to this? That's crazy.
Also, we launched our Patreon last week. First episode, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. And of course, Jeff and JT rapped the TURTLE Power Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song.
On purpose.
On purpose, intentionally, recorded it and everything.
Yes.
So for $5 a month, we're going to do one bonus movie a month from 1990, moving backwards in time. We put a 15-minute or so teaser in the main feed, which you may have heard. If you want to hear more, you can go over to patreon.com, search Movie Life Crisis, or get to it from our website. If you would like to support the arts and you want more content from us, that's a great way to do it. If you don't, you get this one every 2 weeks, and that will always be free and ad-free. So, we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
One other thing I realized, by the time this episode on Unforgiven releases, we'll be right at our 1-year anniversary, which is amazing.
That is crazy. It seems like it was only yesterday when we started talking about movies.
When we started talking about our first Western, City Slickers, and then here we are 1 year later talking about another Western, Unforgiven.
Yes, and I can tell you which one I like more.
I can also tell you, but since you and I have not historically had the world's greatest follow-through, I think it's pretty awesome that we made a year of this, never missed a publication date, never took any time off.
That we actually did something for a whole year. It was good stuff.
And I am as excited to do it now as I was a year ago. So
that's what cool. I'm saying. I'm still having fun. So as soon as it starts to suck and feel like a job, that's when I'll probably slack off. But as of now, it's still a blast.
Yeah, that's awesome. So give us a synopsis.
Retired Old West gunslinger William Money reluctantly takes one last job with the help of his old partner Ned Logan and a young man, the Schofield Kid. Is that how you say that? Schofield?
Yeah. He emerged from his burrow reluctantly but alertly. He looked around. He saw a shadow. He didn't see a shadow. Who cares? It's cute.
Side of your eye. Don't drive angry.
Yeah, this is the fancy title for this movie is, I think, a redemptionist Western, where it's not the white hat, black hat Westerns of the kind of 50s where it's all very clear cut, good guys and bad guys.
Yeah.
It's a kind of anti-hero where, like, actually killing's not that cool and it really sucks, truthfully. And even the heroes are not so much heroes as they are anti-heroes.
I like that.
I do too. I think that's cool. And Eastwood had this project kind of going for a while, and he said that he held off on it because he wanted to be old enough to be able to convincingly play his character. So I guess age 62 was when he felt like was the time.
Good call. That worked out.
And it worked out very well for him because the $14 million budget, this movie grossed $159 million, number 11 on the year, and won like 4 Oscars. So,
dude, opening weekend had $15 million. So he made his money back the first 3 nights.
You know, we were a little too young for the like Clint Eastwood Western era. Like I just kind of barely was aware of the Dirty Harry movies. I think I eventually went back and saw like Fistful of Dollars and some of that stuff, but I wasn't growing up when that stuff was happening in the 60s. And he was like doing Rawhide, the TV show, I think even back in the 50s.
Jeez. He's old now.
So he's super old. Well, he was old then and now he's really, really old.
Yeah.
But this, he kind of said, would be his last Western. He wanted to do it at the exact right time. He did it. It freaking crushed. He made a pile of money. He won a bunch of stuff. And then he's like, I'm not doing another one. And he hasn't.
If I had to pick a genre of movie, Western is not it for me. I'm not a big fan of Westerns. Like those ones you were talking about, the Fistful of Dollars and Good and Bad, the Ugly and stuff like that. Like I like those and I watched them, but I don't know if I didn't like them because of Clint Eastwood necessarily. I don't know how to explain it. It's got to be a really good Western for me to really like it.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of Westerns that I like, but they have to be really good. The Quick and the Dead in 1995, Gene Hackman's in that. I like that movie. That's really fun.
It's really funny you mention that because I got about 8 minutes into this movie and I was like, all right, so which one is Sharon Stone again? And then I realized, holy hell, this is not that movie. Because I got really excited and I saw Gene Hackman. So I was like, oh, damn, hell yes. I love Gene. Ever since Lex Luthor, I've always loved Gene Hackman. Yeah. And when I realized this was not the same Western with Gene Hackman, I was a little miffed. I was like, how did I get that wrong?
That's a much more fun movie. It's funny that you said Lex Luthor because I literally wrote down about Gene Hackman like I knew him as Lex Luthor when I was a kid.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And because that Superman came out when we were super young.
Yeah, it came out in late 70s, early 80s, but it ran all the time. And that was like the Richard Donner Superman. That was the class, like for kids, people our age, that was the Superman experience.
Yeah. And dude,
I don't recall Superman wearing a jacket.
Ding dong, look at the pant legs. Let's go. Candy bag, moving on. So, dude, I'm telling you, I loved him as Lex Luthor. And ever since then, and I swear, going into this movie, I'm like, can't wait to see Leonardo DiCaprio. Can't wait to see Sharon Stone.
And Russell Crowe.
Now I got to wait. I do have to wait till 1995, which is 3 years away.
Now you got to wait 3 more years. And then even more years before we get to do my all-time favorite Western, Wild Wild West.
Mine is A Million Ways to Die in the West. No, I'm just
nice. Kidding. Yeah, dude, there are really good. I mean, 310 to Yuma. Like, there's there's a bunch of really good Westerns that I like.
Even the old 310 to like, I've gone back and watched some of the ones that were the reason they made these. It's not my favorite,
Yeah, there are a lot of really good westerns, but it has to be really good for me to like it. And it's weird because I saw a lot of the Eastwood movies. I think when I was younger, I guess my dad probably showed those to us because that's what he would have grown up on. Like that was like the genre.
What so like no John Wayne in your house?
I don't remember much John Wayne. I actually remember more Clint Eastwood. Like I remember Dad renting like Fistful of Dollars and some of that stuff.
John Wayne was big. My grandpa was into westerns, and my dad, by and large, was too. But
well, and that was like the first generation of westerns, like the John Wayne, like Roy Rogers generation of westerns, where they were wearing like freaking satin shirts. They were like bright and they had tassels, and like everything was like super clean. And then like the Clint Eastwood like 60s westerns, like the spaghetti westerns, was like, I'm gonna wear a serape and I'm gonna have like scruff on my face, and like everyone's chewing tobacco and smoking cigars. Like it was like a gritty, real take on westerns.
I like it when it looks more real.
Yeah.
But man, it's got to be a really good western for me to get behind it.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it.
And this, by all accounts, was a really good western. So give us some of the awards that it won.
Awards. Academy Awards for Clint Eastwood. Best Actor, Best Director, Best Picture. He was nominated for Best Actor and didn't win it. But Best Director, Best Picture. Gene Hackman won Best Supporting Actor. Joel Cox won Best Film Editing. They won the Editing and the American Cinema Awards. Best Cinematography at the Circa Community Awards. Like BMI gave it the Film Music Award. All these like local things like Chicago Film Critics, Boston Society of Film, Dallas Fort Worth Film, Directors Guild of America all gave it the best film of the year. Dude, it won in Kansas City and Los Angeles and London. And apparently everybody really likes this movie.
Everybody. Not me, but everybody.
Everybody likes it.
It also was ranked by the AFI, the American Film Institute, as the 4th best Western behind Shane, High Noon, and The Searchers.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like in 2008, they ranked it there. So people still really like this movie.
Yeah. Well, did you see where AFI put it for the greatest movies of all time? It's number 68.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Sequels, spinoffs, I didn't find anything. You find anything?
Yeah, of course I did. There's a Japanese, bringing it back for Kawasaki.
There we go.
There's a Japanese adaptation of Unforgiven. It was released in 2013. It's really similar, and the main character is a samurai instead of a bandit. That's really the only difference.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. It looked cool. I would probably watch it if somebody paid $100. I would watch this one again, too, if somebody paid $100.
Yeah, absolutely. We still have that offer out there if anyone wants to support the arts by making us watch a movie that we weren't going to watch. We have a donation tier for that.
Only because our time's so thin.
Do you remember when and where you first saw this movie?
Yeah, apparently last week was the first time I saw it because this is not the one with Sharon Stone and Gene Hackman. I swear, it's Quick and the Dead, right? That's the one?
Yeah, it's The Quick and the Dead. That's Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe.
I want to make sure I'm talking about it right. That's the shot at the end, and you can see the
quick
sun
draw
coming.
contest.
Yeah, and you can see the hole coming through with the sunlight going through the hole in the shadow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that movie was awesome. This was not that movie.
Yeah, that movie. I really like that movie. I have it on DVD somewhere still.
Yeah, I do too. Sam Raimi.
This is a much higher regarded movie by film aficionados.
Which we've said numerous times is not us.
I said this week actually because somebody was complaining about ratings for something, and I just said like, man, honestly, if I watched the movie on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, I might have rated it differently.
Yeah,
because sometimes movies that I'll think back about our episode on, and it's like, oh, I gave that a whatever. I'm like, I maybe would have knocked that down a couple points if I wasn't in that particular headspace when I watched it.
Yeah.
Or like some movies that I watched, it's like, maybe it's a little bit better than I gave it credit for, and I just was not feeling it that night.
Right.
So, like, who cares? What do we know anyway?
This is just a reason for me to talk about movies and giggle.
The ratings is definitely not the most important part. Although I think at the end of the year, when we do our end of the year wrap up episode, we might say, well, no, we'll say, I think what I want to do is say what the other person's worst rating of the year was. Like the one that you're most upset about that I rated.
Oh, well, I think we already know what that one is, boss.
Let's not say Captain Ron, but we know what it's going to be.
I think we should average the two scores and then put them in order.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely do that. I don't remember seeing this movie for the first time, but I had like an Eastwood phase when I was a teenager because my dad showed me some of the older stuff and I got into it. So I probably saw this somewhere in the 90s when I was working my way through Eastwood, Westerns, and actually not even Westerns because I saw the Dirty Harry stuff too.
Yeah, I like what's the movie with him and the orangutan? Every Which Way But Loose. Yeah. I remember that one.
Nice.
Where they drive the truck. It's stupid.
Yeah, there's some stuff where you can just say like, hey, Clint Eastwood, it's a Clint Eastwood buddy comedy, and the buddy is an orangutan. And you're like, okay, I know that happened in the early 1980s.
Right.
Like, I just know that that's when that was.
Yeah, I remember those movies.
Where'd you rank this? 1 to 10? How many chimmy dogs?
Can we do a 7?
We're a year in, no 7s.
Okay. I wasn't going to give it a 7 anyway. I'm giving it a 3.5.
All right, 3.5. Best picture.
Whatever.
Best director.
Yeah.
Best supporting actor.
Have you ever seen The Pianist?
No.
Yeah, exactly. No. That won all kinds of awards. It was wonderful. You really should watch it. Yeah, whatever. It's not for me. I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing for my 3.5s anymore.
You shouldn't. I think that's awesome.
I'm not scared of Clint Eastwood.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm not into Westerns. This is the second Big Sky movie in a row. Like, we're covering all of the... Can we do a movie based in Idaho next, please? Like, I don't... we'll talk about it in the worst. But I'm giving it a 3.5. If somebody wants to watch it and I really like that person, I'd probably sit there and watch it with them just so I can point out all the stuff that I know about it now. But that's it.
Yeah. It's funny because when I was watching the movie, I was bored as
I knew it was coming.
but the more I've thought about it since it's over, the more I like it. Now that I'm not watching it, but thinking about it, I like it.
The hallmark of a good movie. You don't like it until it's over. Oh man.
No, because I think they did a lot of interesting things with it that I can appreciate. But in the moment, I was just like, "Holy crap, this thing is slow." Like, the funny thing is, I finished the movie. I finished it early, and I was like, everyone's asleep, but it was like 7:45. So like, let me just throw something else on, and the Chromecast was just like, it just, because of the stuff we watch for the podcast, it just suggests really awesome movies for me. And so I just clicked play on America's Sweethearts from 2001, John Cusack, Billy Crystal, Julia Roberts, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Great.
That movie won nothing, made no money, no one cares about it, and I had such a better time watching it than I did watching Unforgiven.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't...
Because it's just light and it's funny and everyone's doing goofy shit that's cracking me up. And Seth Green like gets hit by a golf ball while he's jogging and talking on the phone, and like Billy Crystal's like quipping, and like John Cusack's like really twitchy and angry. And
best part of that whole movie, by the way, is when
he hit him in the tray with his face.
No, the best part is when he's like, "She would like to go first." Yeah, that's fine. I don't go. I'll she can be my opening act. That's fine. And then he rolls up the window and he goes, "Okay, he's going first." Oh, he wants to go first, and he's like, "I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care."
And then he rolls the window back down. And he's like, "I don't care." Great movie.
And the driver's like, "People say I look like you. Not that I look like you, but that I kind of project your essence." And he's like, "Can we just put the divider up?"
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm totally with you. That's a way more fun movie to watch. But we're not talking about that movie. So what'd you give Unforgiven?
No, we're not. I gave it a 6. I had like a 4.5 worth of enjoyment while watching it, but it made me think afterwards, and there's some value in that. I like that they wanted to subvert the general Western white hat, black hat, and they wanted to make it, oh, you shoot a guy and you don't see any blood and then he falls down dead. And this was like, you shot a guy and he's like bleeding, and like for the whole rest of the scene he's like on the ground like writhing and like going like, "Arr!" I like that I think that was meant to convey a lesson that afterwards I was thinking about. I was like, man, that actually was kind of cool the way they did that. But while watching it, I was like, I want to get out of here. This is boring.
So my whole thing is Sister Act, you gave a 6.5. Encino Man, you gave a 6.5, and this gets a 6. Is that? Yeah. I'm checking my notes, and I want to make sure you want to still give this a 6.
I'm fine. Am I supposed to give it more or less?
No, I was thinking way less, but whatever, dude. We'll talk about it. Maybe you can change my opinion, and by the end, I'll raise my rating.
No, dude, we're not. You're locked in. You're 3.5 on this forever.
I will take 3.5 to the grave.
I'm never backing off my Captain Ron rating. I feel strongly. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, and still quoting it all the time.
Let's do the best. What's your first best scene?
First best scene, in no particular order, is when all three of the guys are riding. So you got Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, and the Schofield kid.
Yep.
And they realize when he tells them to shoot the bird out of the sky, he can shoot the eye of the hawk or some whatever crap he said.
Right.
They realize that the other guy can't see.
Yeah.
And he can only see about 50 yards. So he's going to be, a liability when they go to try to kill them. No good, downright cowboys. Even though I feel like 50 yards is pretty good. Like, I don't know if I could shoot aim something 50 yards. Feel like I could hit it.
I don't think that 50 yards is even true because the Schofield kid was lying about everything. So I think he was probably lying about being able to see 50 yards also.
Yeah.
But yeah, if your weapon is a pistol, 50 yards is plenty.
Plenty far enough?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
like you're saying you could see if you could see 50 yards, you're good.
Oh, yeah. The stats from police shootouts are even inside of 20 feet, the police and the criminals might empty their guns and no one hit anything.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, when you get into a gunfight and your adrenaline's pumping and like loud sounds are happening, you just freak the fuck out. And there are literally multiple recorded shootouts from inside 20 feet where everyone shot until the weapons were empty and no one got hit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We all know where I am. I've never shot a gun, so I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, so 50 yards is a lot. And that kind of goes into my first best scene, which is Gene Hackman, the sheriff, Little Bill, explaining to the writer talking about gunfights. And he's
Mr. Beauchamp.
Think it's about being the quickest, but it's not about being the quickest. It's about keeping a cool head. The guy who has the cool head is going to win the gunfight. And the writer's like, but what if the other guy draws faster? And he's like, well, he draws faster and he misses, then I shoot him. And he's like, but what if he draws faster and he's got a cool head? And he's like, well, then you die.
Right.
But, he hands the writer the gun and he's like, here, just take the gun. He's like, shoot me. If you shoot me, you can leave prison and your friend English Bill can leave. Just shoot me.
Yeah. He's like, here's the key.
Yeah. He's like trying to point the gun. He's like, hands all shaking. He's like, don't forget to cock it. You got to cock it. He's like, so he cocks it. And then he finally the writer just goes he just hands the gun back to him. He's like, your finger never touched the trigger. You weren't even close.
Yeah. That was my second scene.
Yeah.
With Little Bill and Mr. Beauchamp.
Yeah.
I like that. That was cool.
I liked Gene Hackman in this movie, and that particular bit I really liked.
I liked him almost through the whole movie. And I was like, Gene Hackman, that's my dog. And then I didn't like him at the end.
I didn't like his character, but I thought he was doing a great job performing.
Yeah, the actor, Gene Hackman, was great. I'm saying Little Bill Daggett. I even liked his character in the beginning. I was okay with him. He was just kind of a pompous sheriff.
I have a strong reaction to lawmen just kicking the shit out of people who haven't done anything. That, for whatever reason, sets me off. Luckily, it's not something we have to deal with anymore, but I don't like seeing that.
Right. But I'm saying towards the beginning of it, I felt like he was just trying to keep everybody in check and he knew what he was doing. But then by the end, I was like, I don't.
See, even in the very beginning, I didn't like his character because the very beginning is the cowboy taking a knife and slicing up the face of the prostitute because she giggled when she saw that he had a tiny penis. Right. I'm sure that's not a fun spot to be in as a cowboy, but also you can't just take a knife to someone. Right. And then Little Bill comes in as the sheriff after that's happened, and everyone's upset because the girl got her face all cut up, and he doesn't do anything to the cowboys except go, well, this guy paid for this whore, and now you owe him ponies because he lost value in his property. And he never did try to punish him for freaking assaulting or trying to kill someone with a knife. They just said you have to pay the guy who.
But it wasn't someone.
You have to bring him ponies.
It wasn't someone. It was a whore.
That's what I'm saying. It's to them it was a whore. To me it was a person, and that's why that's why it's hard to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I guess Little Bill's got his freaking whore to ponies conversion chart handy. He's like, well, it's 5 from you, and then it's 2 from you.
Carry the 2. I don't look. I'm with you. I see what you're saying now.
So even at the beginning, I was like, this guy, I don't like him already.
I remember that part, but for me, I was picturing him building his house and talking smack to Mr. Beauchamp and English Bob, and I was like, I kind of like this guy. And then I didn't like him on the end.
But see, I think that's one of the things that as actually in retrospect makes this movie better than it is when you're watching it, because the bad guys are kind of likable and the good guys are kind of dicks. Everyone that kind of exists, it's not the black hat, white hat. Everyone is kind of all smashed up in the middle where good and bad is not really, it's well, so what's the mood like? Yeah, totally. So I think that's like, hey, this guy's a sheriff who's like kicking the shit out of people and not really sticking up for the whores, but he's got some funny jokes and he's got some interesting stories. He's building a house.
Yeah.
So
with a
I
porch.
always like a bad guy who has some depth and a good guy who has some flaws. And this movie had both of those things.
Right. Well, the one that you mentioned was my second scene also. So what's your second scene?
My second scene was the very final shootout when it was like 75 minutes of Chekhov's gun where Clint Eastwood's like, I don't drink whiskey anymore. My wife cured me of it. I was mean all the time when I was drinking whiskey. He said it like 25 times.
Dude, I mentioned that too. I was like, this dude is beating a dead horse, something fierce. I don't understand why he keeps saying it.
And then obviously his partner Ned died and he drank the whiskey. And then that was like his like Hulk rage cue.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Do people know what Chekhov's gun is? Should I explain that?
Yeah, you should probably talk about that.
So Anton Chekhov was a Russian playwright, and one of his rules or one of his guiding dramatic principles was if you introduce a gun in the first act of your play, by the third act, someone needs to have fired it.
Right.
And it basically is just a principle saying like you can't just tease something and then not pay it off. So the whole movie he's going like, I don't drink whiskey. I was mean when I drank whiskey. I killed all them people when I was drinking whiskey. That's why I don't drink whiskey anymore. My wife cured me of the whiskey. That's why she's the best. And then, of course, at the end, Ned dies.
Yeah.
He drinks the whiskey. He goes in there and starts whooping big time ass. And that was the part that I liked.
Right. I know what part you're talking about. And I do realize that he said it a whole bunch. And maybe he was doing that so he could set it up for later, like you're saying. But man, it just felt like he said it a whole bunch. And the whole time I was like, dude, we get it. We get it. Like he told the whores, he told everybody.
Yeah, he made his feelings very clear about whiskey all throughout the movie. You didn't have to guess at it.
Right.
But I liked that also kind of tied back to when Lil Bill was talking to the biographer about the coolest head in a gunfight, because he went into the saloon, like just no plan at all. Just a freaking shotgun and a pistol, and he walked into a room with like 18 men who were gearing up to go after him, all of them armed, and he just started blazing away at him, and at the end, they all were either dead or they ran away, and he was just like sat down and had a glass of whiskey.
Something about that last gunfight felt like it took really long.
It did.
Like, maybe I'm used to like Jason Bourne style 1,000 cuts in one fight scene. You can't even tell what's going on. And I know like everything in the Old West is slow. Trains are slow. Gunfights are slow. The movies from this time frame are slow. But dude, that like him fighting and shooting those guys, I was like, it feels like they could have all fired more rounds than they did. The whole time I was like, all right, get on with it. Start shooting some people. What are we waiting on? Again, I don't know how guns work, maybe. Do you have to like reload after every shot?
I think you're like exactly missing the point. Like the pistols at this point in time were single action, 6 shots. So you had to cock them before you could shoot. And after every shot, you had to cock it again.
Yeah, so you pull it back and shoot, yeah?
Yeah, so you could either do it with your thumb, which takes forever, or you could do it with your offhand. And a lot of times they would even like weld a thing to the hammer to make it stick up further, so you could just kind of slap your other hand against it.
Yeah.
So like it did take forever to shoot people. And like the shotgun, he had 2 shots. He shot once and then it misfired. I think part of what the movie was trying to emphasize is like gunfights are not like John Wick where there's 1,000 bullets fired and like everyone dies. It's like one guy drops his gun trying to get it out of his pants. One guy shoots himself in the toe. One guy's gun doesn't fire. And then the guy who's shot a lot just like kind of very calmly works his way across the room, just shooting people. And he doesn't shoot him in the head. He shoots him like in the gut and in the shoulder and in the leg.
Right.
Like I liked that it was really messy. Even when the Schofield kid shot the cowboy, like while he was taking a shit, it just took forever.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm going to go kill him. This is mine. I want to go kill him. And he opened the door on him and he like pointed the gun at him. The guy's like, the cowboy's like trying to get his gun out and he's just staring at him. And I was like, dude, you better shoot or you better run. And then he finally shot him.
Yeah.
And I was like, it took freaking ever, but I think that was the idea.
But yeah, and I understand like the whole Schofield kid when he was having second thoughts when he was shooting. Like I understand like building that type of suspense. But even after Clint Eastwood had decided, hey, I'm going to have to kill every mofo in this tavern, the whole time I was just like, when's the next, like, what is he doing? He's just squatting there. Why is he not shooting back? Like I didn't know. He didn't reload his weapon. Like, so I didn't know what he was doing.
I think he only shot 5 or 6 people. He shot 1 with the shotgun, and he shot, I think, 5 with his pistol, and he shot Gene Hackman twice. He never did have to reload anything, and then everyone else just left. But also, all the people in the saloon, like, the town's like 4 buildings, so they only have like 3 sheriff's deputies. Everyone else is like a volunteer who's going to go out on this posse. So it's not like a room full of experienced gunfighters.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I was wondering, it seemed like they had a whole lot of on-duty cops and a whole lot of whores for such a small town.
Yeah, that must have been a big stop on like cattle drives because there were literally like 4 or 5 buildings. One was like a barber / dentist. And then there was the saloon, and there's the whorehouse, there's the jail.
Chinese laundry.
Yeah, Chinese laundry.
Big sign in the back said Chinese laundry.
Yeah, in case you were wondering what nationality the person doing your laundry was from, it said Chinese right on the building, and then plus the guy was wearing the big giant like lampshade hat with the Bruce Lee pajamas.
Ah, man, yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad you liked that last scene.
All right, and then your second was the little Bill talking about gunfights. What's your third?
My third one was when it finally ended, and they showed that little card at the end that talked about Clint Eastwood's wife and how her mom, she died, and the mom came to visit the grave and all that stuff. I was really just kind of happy that it concluded and we got a good happy ending.
I, for whatever reason, love a prologue where the text comes in and tells you where the characters went off to. Like I'm a huge fan of that.
See, but this wasn't like I wanted. I wanted it to be like they play a snappy song. They freeze frame one of the people doing something crazy, and they've put across the bottom in like 3 sentences, Clint Eastwood went off into dry goods and ended up raising 2 boys in San Francisco.
Yeah, like Animal House.
Animal House. But I'm saying, like, to me, it just felt all open-ended, and I normally like that. Like, when you don't know what's happening or the bad guys win, freaking Empire Strikes Back, what's not to like about stuff like that? It's not always a happy ending. I understand that. But she didn't know why her daughter married a no-good cowboy that was a murdering, whiskey-drinking fool, and he left and went to San Francisco. That's it. We're going to play the song now. Bye. I'm like, what? That's it? We don't get nothing? We don't have him going back and putting flowers on the grave or, like, maybe showing him getting the kids that he left in a pig farm in the middle of nowhere for 2 weeks with no Wi-Fi, just sitting at their house.
Yeah, but he said he was going to have one of the neighbors look in on him from time to time.
Right. And do you remember what that? Never mind. We'll talk about that in a second. One of my favorite quotes is who the neighbor was.
My last favorite scene was when Clint Eastwood's character was talking with the lady of the evening who's got her face all slashed up, and because he got the shit kicked out of him by Little Bill, the sheriff, without any due process and without having done anything wrong, by the way.
Right.
And then she was like trying to heal him up and stuff, and they were just talking about scars, and he was, I don't remember the dialogue, but he was just basically saying like, hey, I don't think you look that bad. Everybody's got scars. I got scars. You got scars. We're kind of the same.
Yeah, that you heard how you just said that?
Yeah.
That would have been great. Clint Eastwood doesn't deliver his lines like that. Clint Eastwood was like, if I was going to get me a whore, I think I'd like you to do me. Or whatever he said. But it was just, I don't know, man.
Clint Eastwood kind of had his whole career. He just did the like thing where he just delivered every line with his teeth closed. Like, and I guess it worked for him pretty well because he made ass tons of money and everyone loves him. But
he's like friggin' Vio con Dios. He's the same character in everything. Like he doesn't change, which is fine. It's just weird.
It's totally fine. Good for him.
Yeah, great for him. Great for me if we don't watch too many more of these.
I don't know that we're going to do all that many Clint Eastwood movies. Like, are we going to do In the Line of Fire?
Famous Last Words. I don't even remember that movie. Is that the one where he's the president? Where he's guarding the president? Secret Service? No, wait, I did like that one.
And that's 1993. That's next year.
Great.
But after that, it's like, there's not a ton of Eastwood on the docket that I'm going to be super jazzed up about. I guess if we're doing 25 movies, we might get some of them.
But like $1 Million Baby, like I like the directorial thing.
Yeah.
Something about the way he was delivering his lines I didn't like. Vio con Dios.
Mystic River. I mean, I don't know. There's some stuff. We might do some Eastwood movies, but he's not going to be a heavy feature on the podcast.
That's good, because I don't really like Eastwood's delivery.
All right. How about some quotes? Do you have any quotes? I only had 2.
Yeah, I got 3. My first was the neighbor. When he's telling the kids, I'll be back in a couple weeks. If you need anything, go see Sally Two Trees. Sally Two Trees. I was like, am I watching Dick Tracy again? What kind of name is Sally Two Trees? Do you know who Sally Two Trees was? She was Ned's wife.
Yeah.
That's the same. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together until the very end. I was like, wait a second. Sally Two Trees was the Native American that was married to Morgan Freeman. That's awesome. Yeah. So now but as soon as he said, and then he said Sally Two Trees like 4 times in the movies, and I giggled every time, not realizing I wasn't supposed to giggle at Sally Two Trees.
That wasn't a joke. That was her actual Native American name, and that you're a dick.
I'm sorry. We just watched Dick Tracy, and everybody's name was like forehead and eyebrow, and this is Sally
flat
Two
top
Trees.
Mad Dog and the Gator. Okay, that's awesome.
So that's my first one is go see Sally Two Trees if you have any problems with the Wi-Fi.
Awesome. My first one came from that last shootout in the bar, and he just said like, who's the proprietor or who owns this joint or whatever, and whatever the guy's name was, Slim or Skinny, was like, this is mine. I bought it from what's his name for $1,000, and he just freaking shot him in the chest with a shotgun.
Yeah,
and then somebody, it might have been the biographer, Mr. Beauchamp.
Yeah.
He's like, you just shot an unarmed man. And he's like, well, he should have armed himself. He was going to desecrate my friend on his front porch. Because they killed Morgan Freeman, and they just had him like in a coffin out on the porch of the saloon with a sign across the front that said assassin.
Yeah. I didn't like that part where they killed Morgan Freeman.
I didn't like that part either. And Clint Eastwood went in there and got revenge for it. And I liked that line.
So the whole whipping scene, I'm glad they didn't go any further, because I was pretty, I don't know, something pretty visceral about that one. It seemed really real. I didn't like it. But Little Bill was all about the bullwhip.
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted to take out the bullwhip. Cool. I like that one. Yeah, he tells Beauchamp to move out of the way, doesn't he? He's like standing in front of him, and he tells him to move out of the way, and then he shoots him in the chest.
Yeah, just like with a room full of armed people staring at him, he just very calmly just takes a shotgun, shoots the guy in the chest. And then when somebody's like, you shot an unarmed man, he's like, well, it's tough shit.
Yeah. Tough titty, said the kitty. Yeah, good quote. My next one is English Bob and Little Bill. When they meet out in the street, when English Bob just gets there. English Bob is Richard Harris, by the way, who I really like.
Yeah,
my mom used to like Camelot back in the day, and I like that movie. Plus, I see him every year when I play when I show Gladiator. God, he kills it. He's really good, and he's only in like the first like 25 minutes. So Little Bill, so he's like, long time, Bob. You run out of Chinamen? Because apparently English Bob has been going across the West killing Chinamen. Because, whatever. He's like, well, I thought you was dead. You seemed to shaved your chin whiskers off. And then he was like, I was tasting soup 2 hours after I ate it. And then he talked about him, I thought you fell off your horse and you were drunk and broke your neck. Yeah. And he's like, I heard that one myself. Hell, I thought I was dead. Found out I was just in Nebraska. So the whole, I was tasting the soup 2 hours after I ate it, and I thought I was dead, but I was actually in Nebraska. I put that down because I liked it.
I had I heard that one myself. I thought I was dead, but turned out I was just in Nebraska. I had that one as well.
Nice. Again, Gene Hackman's delivery is fantastic. I really like him.
Yeah, he's great. I got some stuff about him when we get to the characters. What's your third quote, or was that your third?
No, that was my second. My third is probably going to have to be beeped out. But it's Ned and Will Money. So Morgan Freeman and Clint Eastwood. And he's like, he's trying to get Morgan Freeman to come help him kill these cowboys so they can get the reward that the hoers are giving out. They're giving $1,000 to anybody who can kill the 2 cowboys who sliced up Delilah. Yeah. And Ned, who is Morgan Freeman, he's like, what these fellas do? Cheat at cards? Steal some strays? Spit on a rich fellow? What'd they do? And he was like, no, they cut up a woman. He's like, what? Yeah, they cut up her face, cut her eyes out, cut her fingers off, cut her teats. Everything but her cunny, I suppose. I'm sorry, did he just say everything but her cunny? Come on, Clint. I don't know why. I really liked when he said everything but her cunny. Do we have to bleep out cunny?
I think hysterically we do not have to bleep that out, even though I feel like I should go shower after hearing you say it 3 times. Dude, I was thinking... Because the hooers, they raise money and they put out a reward and they go, hey, if you guys will kill these cowboys, what cut up our friend, we'll give you $1,000 plus some freebies. Right. And then the sheriff is like, nobody's going to come into my town and kill any assassins. I'll kill them if they try. But I was just thinking, I'm like, so Clint Eastwood and the Schofield Kid and Morgan Freeman, they go and they kill the cowboys. But they don't like bring the bodies with them. They just
Yeah,
go
there's
back
no-
to the whores and they go, well, job's done. Can we have our money now? And like, how do you verify that that's been done?
Yeah, once they killed that first kid in the Mountain Valley, and then
Yeah.
like the other sheriffs knew about it or something, or one of the other posse members came and told them. I don't know how you. There's no way of saying like, yeah, you definitely killed him.
Yeah, and like, and if they lie and you give them the money, first of all, you don't have any more money, but you don't have any way to get your money back.
Right.
Like, if I buy something from someone off Facebook Marketplace, hey, all right, same time, man, I don't know you.
You're
like
right.
what? But you're supposed to. Oh, you killed him. Cool. Here's a bag of money. That's all the money we have.
Isn't $1,000 a lot back then?
Well, yeah, that's a freaking. I mean, the whores were charging $1 a go, and then
Jeez and Pete's. That's a lot of going.
that's a lot going.
Her poor cunny.
I'm gonna bleep in that anyway. That's horrible.
This is all coming. This is all going to be gone. This will all be cut out. Yeah, I just put that in there because I wanted to talk about him saying everything but her cunny, I suppose.
Yes. All right. Great. Awesome. The last one I had is after he kills everybody and he's like riding off. He's riding up and through the town and it's still raining and like everybody that he didn't kill, the like volunteers for the posse are like discussing whether they have the stones to shoot at him. And he's just like riding his horse up and down the street, yelling at the whole town, going like, "Y'all better bury Ned. But do a good job, or I'll come back here and I'll kill all of you and I'll kill your family and I'll burn your house down and you sons of bitches." Like he just like
Yeah.
we just went on a like in the rain tirade about the whole town about how they better bury his friend. And
Yeah.
I just wrote that down because I was out of ideas for what else to put for the third one.
Yeah, he was super upset about all of that.
Yeah, that was after he drank the whiskey and that was his secret Hulk sauce.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry. All right, so you want to do characters? Who's your first one?
My first one is Ned, Morgan Freeman.
Yay, me too.
55 when this movie was shot, so he was the youngin' of the crew.
Yeah.
He's good. He's just always good. Morgan Freeman is always good. He was great last year in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He's great in this movie that's boring.
Yeah, dude, I liked how his character, like, as soon as he shot that kid, the first cowboy, with his rifle up on the mountain, and he had remorse, and he was like, "I can't do this.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I'm out of here." I like that. Like, and even the Schofield kid at the end, like how he had remorse. They said in the script, I was reading something where they said in the script, it said the Schofield kid went off to hang himself because he felt so bad for what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't say that in the movie, but
No, they didn't.
the characters having remorse for what they did, I kind of like that.
Well, I think that was another thing that came throughout this movie was Clint Eastwood. Like the Schofield kid claimed he'd killed a bunch of people and was like this badass gunfighter, and he had all these questions for Clint Eastwood's character. He kept being like, "Will, is that what it's like in the old days? Like, tell me about the time." And Clint Eastwood was always like, "I don't remember. I was drinking whiskey in those days." But like, I think that was
He drank
part of the
whiskey a lot.
lesson that this movie was going, hey, it's actually not that easy to kill people. It doesn't take that much skill. It mainly takes luck. And most people don't want to do that. And if they do it, then they're going to immediately wish that they had not.
Yeah.
And Clint Eastwood's character, yeah, and he had some speeches about like, you know, it's like, I'm just lucky. He's like, I always been lucky when it comes to killing folks. And he's like, don't take no skill. It just was luck. And it's like, it's, you know, because the Schofield kid, after he shot the cowboy while he was on the shitter in the outhouse, which it's already, his life was not great because he was pooping outdoors. And the Schofield kid shot him, and then he immediately felt terrible after the adrenaline wore off. He's like, "Is that what it's like?" And he's like, "Yeah, like it's a heavy thing to take a man's life. It's not easy."
Yeah.
And the Schofield kid literally hands him his Schofield and is like, "You could have this. I don't want it. I'm not shooting anybody anymore.
I'm just going to be the kid from now on. I don't want the Schofield. Yeah, when he
I'll
says
just
something
take
like,
my bag of money and I'll get out of here."
when he says something like, you take away everything a man's done and you take everything he's going to do or something like that, I could see it would be super hard. Everybody I know that's been in the military that's said they've had to kill people, they said it's horrible. And I can't even imagine it.
I was cutting the grass at the cabin last week, and I rented a riding mower and just cut all the like stuff that was super long in the back. And at one point, I must have driven over a bee's nest, and like a bee like stung me on the face and on the back. And so like just out of reflex, like I slapped my face and then I grabbed it, and I felt bad that I had slapped the bee because I killed it and I didn't want to.
Right.
And I literally said to my hand, I'm like, "I'm sorry, bee. I didn't mean to do that." But point being, I definitely don't want to kill a human. I didn't even want to kill the bee. I was
Right.
upset that I did that.
Yeah, you ran over his house What are you thinking?
That's what I'm saying. I totally understood why he stung me. I wasn't upset. It was a reflex, and I felt bad about it for all later that day.
I agree. I don't think I could ever we always talk about this in one of the lessons that I have with my students. They're like, "What if somebody's coming to kill your family? Like, what if they're going to kill your kids?" I was like, "Which one?" And they're like, "Oh, Mr. Horn, that's messed up." I'm like, "Look, I love my main kid as much as I love the other one. I think it would be hard to kill."
I just don't know. Like, I'm always like the people in Tennessee, because you could just carry a gun anywhere for any reason and for all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what if I gotta? And I'm like, dude, why did this scenario you concoct not have a back door where you could just leave?
Right.
Because if you go like, what if they come into your house with a knife? I'm like, well, cool. I have 3 back doors. I'll just grab the kid, and Wendy will grab the dog, and we'll exit out of those doors. And I'll go like, you can take whatever you want.
Jeez.
Like, drink the beer, watch TV. We're out of here.
Right. That's what I've always said that too. They're like, what if they're coming from all around? I'm like, what am I? Is the FBI coming? Like, I don't.
Yeah, is it Red Dawn or the Russians coming in? What's happening?
Yeah, if somebody's trying to break into my front door, I'm calling the cops and I'm cheesing it. I'm getting in the car and I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't understand the whole fantasy of like, I'm gonna go and defend my castle. I'm like, you can fucking have the castle. I'll be out. I'm out of here. We'll go. There's a nice
replace the castle. Insurance will replace the castle.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
It belongs to the bank anyway. What do I care?
Right. I think we're in a small minority, though. I don't think there's a lot of people that think that like us.
No, I guess not. But that's why I'm happy to say it out loud on wax for everybody. I don't want to kill anything or anyone. And I think this movie does a good job of showing it's actually not that much fun and it's not that easy.
Yeah. You got to drink your angry Hulk sauce before it starts really
right. You got anything else on Morgan Freeman?
No, I really liked him. And I like how
he's fucking awesome.
He did a great job. Who's your second?
My second is Little Bill, Gene Hackman.
Nice.
Won the Oscar Best Supporting Actor for this movie. And like we talked about, we kind of like French Connection was in 1971. Poseidon Adventure was in 73. Bonnie and Clyde was in 67. I didn't know any of Gene Hackman's big movies. I only knew him as Lex Luthor from the Richard Donner Superman movies. But I loved it.
Killed it.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then like obviously through the 90s, he continues to do pretty cool movies. He does Hoosiers. He does, Enemy of the State.
I love that movie.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. He just does a really like, he's kind of like, for whatever reason I was thinking of Sneakers, Dan Aykroyd. Like he could just deliver a line and I believed it and I liked him even if he was saying stuff that I wouldn't have agreed with.
Right. And the thing about like Gene Hackman is like I can picture right now what his voice sounds like. I can picture his diction and like what he sounds like in pretty much any context and no matter what movie it is. But I would listen to him read just a regular old book to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, him and Morgan Freeman, all-time great speaking voices.
Yeah, dude, but to be honest, I'll take Danny DeVito reading any book also. Like but I do like the delivery. He feels like he really likes what he does and he does it well.
I grabbed some notes about his acting career. I mean, Morgan Freeman, Gene Hackman, Clint Eastwood, we could spend hours and hours talking about any one of their careers. So
right.
we don't even have time to hit the highlights.
Right.
But I did see one thing that I thought was really interesting about Gene Hackman's early career that I didn't know. And that was when he was starting out in 1956, he joined a company of actors in Pasadena and he befriended another up and coming actor, Dustin Hoffman. Nice. And the two of them were voted by this acting company least likely to succeed and then kicked out. And then everyone made fun of them and said they would never do anything.
Awesome.
And they both won Oscars.
So the moral of the story is...
no one knows anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep at it. Just keep...
haters to the left.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep waiting tables. It's going to happen at one point. Don't let those people tell you anything.
Yeah, and then apparently they moved out to New York, Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman, and Robert Duvall, who was another close friend of theirs, and they all kind of roomed together and like waited tables and tried to get acting jobs. And I just want to see the movie or the sitcom about Robert Duvall, Gene Hackman, and Dustin Hoffman being roommates and struggling actors.
Dude, what? It seems like that happens a lot.
It does.
Like, oh, these three astrophysicists who are the only three people that have ever done blank all used to hang out together and they went to the same high school. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's cool that they all hung out together.
I love stuff like that. I love the like small world stories where like, hey, these guys came from nothing and all were roommates and, probably slept in the same refrigerator box in New York and now are all great.
Any more about Gene Hackman?
Who's your second?
Mine's English Bob, Richard Harris.
Yeah, he's my third.
I really liked how he was super proper, overly like British and hoity-toity, hence the name, the English Bob. But then after he gets the crap kicked out of him, it gets he changes, and you can tell. Like I noticed that his accent had changed a little, and he was really angry, and he wasn't the same prim and proper person that he was at the beginning. And then when I was reading through some stuff, I found the thing where Richard Harris was in an interview. He was saying, "Yeah, I read the script, and I said to Clint Eastwood, it'd be great if I could play this man as a very upper class fake English person." And at the end of the picture, when he gets the hell beat out of him, maybe he drops it and you see that he was kind of a lowlife. And Clint Eastwood was like, yeah, go for it. I really like that. Like when he's getting pulled off in that carriage and he's yelling back at everybody and he's got that Cockney accent and it's really bad. Just, you could tell it changed and he was a different person. And I really like that for his character.
Yeah, that's cool. He's awesome. He was really good in this movie. And actually, like the first, 25 minutes or so that he was in was probably the part that I enjoyed the most. The middle, boring as shit. The very end where there's the gunfighting, I really liked. And the beginning where they were setting it up, I liked too. But he was doing the whole thing where he was on the train and he was like talking shit about the president.
Yeah.
He's like, you can shoot a president, but you can't shoot a king. You just get too nervous. It's like, you guys, he was talking to like, American frontiersmen or whatever. Right. He's like, your problem is you have a president. You need a king. No one can shoot a king or a queen. President, easy to shoot.
Yeah, and he's talking to Beauchamp after that, and he's like, they done shot 2 presidents already. I was like, 2? What the hell? And I started thinking about it. It was Lincoln and then Garfield.
Yep. Lincoln and Garfield.
Yeah.
And then still several to be shot between then and where we are now.
Yeah, 2 more.
And to his point, the queen has still yet to be shot.
Yeah. So
he's not wrong.
She's never going to die.
No.
Yeah, I really liked Richard Harris. I maybe like him almost more than Morgan Freeman's character. He's
very good. He was also 62 when this movie filmed. Hackman, Harris, and Eastwood were all 62, and Morgan Freeman was 55. I know I've said that a lot. I just think it's so cool that a bunch of like guys who are basically retirement age are like, yeah, let's just shoot a movie, and then it'll be Best Picture and make $179 million. And like we're literally intentionally old dudes in the movie.
Yeah. It's not like those Netflix movies that Adam Sandler makes where he's like, y'all want to make one in the Bahamas? And then they just write a movie that sets in the Bahamas so they can go film there. This was like, they killed it. They made it, like you said, they made a pile of money and everybody liked it.
And Richard Harris, Marcus Aurelius in Gladiator, also was Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter movies. And I really loved him as Dumbledore. And then he died in 2002. And they had to recast someone else's Dumbledore who did a horrible job. So I just want to mention that because I was always really annoyed with the new Dumbledore after Richard Harris.
So what were they supposed to do? Deep fake it?
No, I think the problem was that the new Dumbledore never read Harry Potter, so a lot of his acting choices were decidedly not Dumbledore-ish, and people who like Harry Potter are very angry about that. I'm not angry about it, but I also don't love it.
Me and the new Dumbledore have a lot in common then.
Except you were not asked to portray Dumbledore for lots of money.
Yeah.
For 6 movies.
Thank goodness. So who's your... wait. Richard Harris was your third?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. All right. So my third is Claudia Feathers Money, the wife of William Money. Because she was a comely young woman, not without prospects. Therefore, it was heartbreaking to her mother that she would enter into a marriage with William Money. A known thief and murderer, a man of notoriously vicious and intemperate disposition. When she died, it was not of his hands, as his mother might have suspected, but of smallpox. And that was in 1878.
Yeah.
Dude, the card in the beginning, like she was like the person that turned him away from the booze and the drinking and the whiskey and the women and the killing. Saved him. Yeah, she saved him. And we never got to know more about her. That's literally all we know, that she died of smallpox.
I know, and I really like that title card where it's like a man of notorious and intemperate disposition. I was like, that's such a great way to describe somebody.
Yeah, good adjectives.
Yeah, we did not see her. That was only a wooden tombstone that he carved himself.
Yeah, I saw that.
So since that was not a character that appeared in the movie, I don't have a lot to add to that.
Yeah, I just like how she was but she kept coming up. Claudia saved me. I stopped drinking the whiskey. Back when I used to drink the whiskey, I used to shoot the people and kill them.
My wife cured me of the whiskey, and now I don't kill anybody anymore.
Right, all the time.
Yeah, I really like the acting from the people that I listed. If I'd had another spot, it would not have been Clint Eastwood, but I actually liked the girl who played Delilah. I thought that was a cool part, and she did a good job with it.
I like the girl who played Strawberry Alice or whatever. She was like 40-something too.
She was a badass.
But I wanted to put the wife in there because she doesn't really get any love. Her poor mom. Thought it was William the whole time, but it turns out it was the smallpox.
Just smallpox. She could die of that in 2022 if she's lucky.
I was just about to say, luckily there's a vaccine from that people can choose not to get and then give me smallpox.
Yeah, hooray. Smallpox and polio coming back around on the 2022 tour.
Writer,
director, extra stuff. Clint Eastwood is the director.
Yeah.
And the star. I think he's a better director than he is an actor.
Via con Diaz.
I have complicated feelings about Clint Eastwood because I feel like you feel about Robert Redford. Like I'm pretty sure that he's actually a dick. But when I read through his bio, I'm like, he's done a lot of stuff that I actually like. Like he's donated to stuff. He's done nice things for people. Like I think I really am giving a lot of weight to his 2012 Republican National Convention speech, where he's pointing at the empty chair.
Right.
And he's said since then that he regrets doing that and he wishes that he hadn't. And I'm like, maybe I should ease up on him because I really hated that. But it seems like since then he's criticized Trump and he's supported some people that I like and he's donated some good stuff. And
this is the thing I'll say. And this is apparently becoming my MO throughout this entire podcast, but I tend to put two people together in the same thing and then think they're the same. And who is you can have my gun when you pried from my cold dead fingers? You idiots, you blew it up. What's his name?
Charleston
Heston. So Charleston Heston and Clint Eastwood, to me, they were kind of the same. And they were all just kind of jerks that didn't really care. Because some of the stuff that you read in Clint Eastwood's interviews or you hear him say, I'm like, what the hell? Why would he say that? But I'm never going to win an Oscar for best director because I'm not Jewish or something like that. He said some stuff that I'm like, I don't really like him. Plus, he's super conservative, which is not really me.
Not my jam.
But he did a lot of good stuff. He was a mayor of a city in California, and he did a lot of good stuff there. He supports same-sex marriage. He's actually really, even though every single one of his movies is about guns, he's really pro-gun control. He's been adamantly anti-war since the Korean War, and every single time it comes up, he talks about being anti-war. He was mad when American Sniper came out with, what's his name? Rocket.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
He was they missed the whole idea because all of the Republicans were all right, it's pro-war. And Democrats were no, this is horrible. You're a warmonger. He's did you both miss the biggest... It's almost the same message as this. Killing people's hard. War makes it difficult.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a cautionary tale. And
right.
The right took it as man, this guy's really beating the drum for us. This is our jam right here. I'm going to go put this on a t-shirt.
Right. And then they asked him to be in the Republican National Convention and he came and did his thing. But since then, he's not even Republican, he says, anymore. He's libertarian, and he's trying to, distance himself from that.
I have a hard time separating the art from the artist, and I'm trying to be better about that. I don't want to hang out with Clint Eastwood. I don't want him to be mayor of my town. He's done some good stuff. He's done some stuff that I don't like. He's also a 92-year-old rich white guy, so how connected do I expect him to be about the way that I want the world to work?
Right.
I don't have to forgive him for it, but I do have to remember that he's my grandpa's age, and when my grandpa was lucid, he would say shit that I would go, you can't say that to anyone.
Right.
And he would go, oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He just didn't, he wasn't trying to be mean. He just was the world had changed and he hadn't. And he would go oh, okay.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Eastwood as a director, I think he's really interesting. He's famously efficient. He shoots one take. He just does.
Right.
I found an interview from Matt Damon after they did Invictus. And he said, I was doing the South African accent. It was kind of tricky. We're doing the first scene, the first day, and I wanted to get it right. And I wanted to kind of just see where we were at with the whole one take thing because I'd heard the stories.
Right.
And so, I did it. And, Eastwood said, like, cut, print, check the gate, which means we're moving on.
Right.
And Matt Damon goes, hey, boss, do you think I could get one more? And Eastwood just looked him right in the eyes and just said, like, why do you want to waste everyone's time?
Right. We got it.
Damon was like, okay, I guess we just do one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think stuff like that is cool, even though sometimes I watch his movies and I go, you probably could have used a few more of that one.
Right. On this one, I noticed that a few times. I was just like, why would he say it like that? Does nobody want to tell him, Clint, you messed that up. You're going to want to try that again.
Yeah, you want another run at that. I also like that because he started acting in Rawhide, and then he did a bunch of westerns. Apparently, when he directs, he doesn't yell like action.
Yeah.
He just says really gently like, and go. And the story is because when they were doing Rawhide, you couldn't shout or you would spook the horses. So that's just how he always
That's awesome.
filmed. So I don't know. I just think stuff like that's super cool. I've never been on a movie set really, so I love stories like that.
Yeah, no, we should try to make that happen. Go sit on a movie set. Dude, some of the movies he directed, like The Rookie, Outlaw Josie Wales, Bridges of Madison County, $1 Million Baby, Changeling, J. Edgar Sully, all those movies, I really liked them.
Yeah.
But none of those movies really had a lot of Clint Eastwood in them. I think that's what it is for me. I don't mind his directing. I don't even mind his stories when he writes the stuff. But man, just his acting, something is very Keanu Reeves' about it.
I love Keanu Reeves though.
I love him too. That's what I'm saying. Like he's just the same character in every movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I am Keanu Dracula.
Oh, coming up here in just a few months, we'll go back to it. We got some time to polish up our Keanu impersonations.
Keanu. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to try to talk like Keanu the first day the kids come tomorrow. Next day.
All right.
Next day.
Perfect.
All right. So the writer is David Webb Peoples.
David Webb Peoples also wrote Blade Runner and 12 Monkeys.
And Soldier with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it doesn't have a ton of credits, but he's got some really good ones. Like Unforgiven, Blade Runner, and 12 Monkeys are 3 pretty phenomenal movies, at least as far as everyone who knows about movies cares.
Man, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, Unforgiven. I mean, some people don't like it and they give it low ratings, but some people like it a lot and they give them a bunch of awards and stuff.
Yeah, some people say that the movie was nominated for 9 Academy Awards and won 4, including Best Picture and Best Director. And it was ranked as the 4th best American Western behind Shane High Noon and The Searchers in the AFI's top 10.
Yeah, I put all of that in
But
the
some people
worst.
think it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's super boring. Dude, so do you have anything else on David Webb Peoples?
I don't. Anything else for the best?
Yeah, I got some good. I just wanted to talk about, well, we already talked about like they done shot 2 presidents already with Lincoln, Garfield, and then it would be McKinley and Kennedy. Those are the ones that they killed.
Yeah, and Reagan, who lived.
Yeah, he got shot too. For the life of me, I couldn't think of the other president that was shot at that time frame. And then it was on the newspaper, but I missed it the first time around. And I went back to watch that scene so I could try to remember to see if they said it. And I was like, Garfield, that's right. So then I pull it up and I want to learn, like, how did he get shot? Like, what happened? Like, he ended up getting shot in the back and it got lodged in his abdomen and stuff like that. So I was like reading about it, but it wasn't until I actually typed the correct name because I was like, Andrew Garfield, assassination. There's a lot of people that want to kill Andrew Garfield. They do not like him as Spider-Man, and they are ready to shoot him like President Garfield.
The Tobey Maguire stands are out hard for Andrew Garfield.
Big time, because I typed in Andrew Garfield assassination, and there was more than one website.
Oh, that sucks. I like Andrew Garfield. He's good.
I thought he was fine. He was a great Spider-Man. I went down that wormhole, and I really liked Lincoln and Garfield. Both of them thought we don't really need Secret Service. They don't need to be protected. And then after Garfield was shot, from there, it pretty much, they started to watch the president a little more closely, try to check the people in the crowds as they're walking through type of stuff.
Well, the Secret Service initially was part of the Office of the Treasury, right? And it was about counterfeing.
Right.
And then they finally realized, like, hey, they're shooting a lot of presidents. We probably should look into that.
We should check on that. Being a president is one of the most deadly jobs you can have, percentage-wise, with the amount of people that have had the job and the amount of people that have died in office.
Nice. What's your first worst?
All right, worst scene. The house with the 2 kids and the pig farm where he kept falling over. Like, I know old people fall a lot, I guess. I don't know. He just kept falling. Like, the rest of the movie he didn't fall.
Well, he was standing in freaking pig shit. And the pigs were running into him.
He's a pig farmer. He fell numerous times in the pig slop. He fell a couple of times trying to get on the horse, which I understand that's really hard to do. But just that, I don't know, something about it. I was like, why does he keep falling? We got it. He's old and he's not like he used to. You're beating a dead horse. It was the whiskey that made him do it. I get it. Whatever.
Yes.
And then he left his kids alone for a few weeks with only Sally Two Trees to talk to and no Wi-Fi. And
dude, it was like 1885. You could totally leave your kids alone for a couple weeks while you went off to kill some people and take a ransom from hookers.
freaking kill the chickens if you have to, but only one. And then go see Sally Two Trees. So that was my first worst.
Nice. My first one was the age difference between Clint Eastwood's character and his wife. Because on the tombstone, it said she was 29 when she died, and she died
Eek.
3 years ago, and they had like a 9 or 10-year-old. And
Wowzers.
he's 62, so it's like when they met, like she's 20 and he's like 52.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like what the hell's... And she's like a woman with prospects, and he's a man of notorious and intemperate disposition.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of money. It's Clint Eastwood.
He doesn't... He's got no money. He's a freaking pig rancher, and they live in a one-room
farmer.
shack with
Yeah.
no Wi-Fi and no air conditioning.
What do you think that house smells like?
I'm positive it smells like pig shit. And dude, there weren't even any trees, so they just set food on the counter, and then when the sun goes down, they go, "Dinner's ready," because it's been baking all day in our house.
Dude, I'm totally with you. I don't. That's weird. That's some Dane Cook stuff there. Trying to keep it topical.
Yeah.
I don't like when there's a big age difference. It weirds me out.
Yeah, the only other worst I had was we were talking about the conversion chart for horse and ponies. He cut up the horse face. That's where 7 ponies. One guy has to do the 5, and the other guy has to do the 2. And
It's
Little Bill
weird.
has the. Like, dude, I
didn't even think we were still on the horse to ponies standard. I thought it had changed to something else, and we were just using just the regular whore economy.
yeah,
weird.
like gold bars or acres of land or 7 haircuts from the dentist. But I did say though, like, luckily the whole like violence towards women, like, luckily we don't have to deal with that anymore. Brett Kavanaugh, Brock Turner, Bill Cosby, Jack the Ripper, Prince Andrew, Roman Polanski, Harvey Weinstein. Luckily that problem is solved.
All of those are done. Yeah, that's fixed.
So that's good that this movie is an artifact of a different time.
Right. Don't learn history. You're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, and we can't learn history because it's offensive.
Right. We're going to run off all of our listeners. Every single one of them in any state down south. That was really weird that whole thing happened. It's weird, too, that Gene Hackman was so good that I blocked that out and started to like Gene Hackman's character again until he started whipping the black man.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. Maybe part of the story is that if you go back to the 1800s, everyone's going to be shitty. You don't want to hang out with anyone.
We talked about this in the last one. I've always liked like medieval times and stuff. It's like, man, I'd love to visit that.
I'm totally down to visit medieval times, the theme restaurant. That's as far as I want to go with it. If someone invents a time machine and you go like, dude, we got the time machine, would you like to accompany me to medieval times? I'm going to say, no, I'm good.
No.
Take some videos on your phone and show them to me when you get back.
Right. What else you got for worst?
That's all I have. Worst effects, there's no effects. It's just people riding around on horses. Old tech, I didn't have any of that. I thought about looking up some stuff about the guns, the Schofield, the Spencer rifle. I didn't do it.
I have 2 old techs. When one of the hookers wanted to go hook up with a guy, she was like, is he here? He's got his money? Okay. And then she dumped powder in her hand.
Like the
and
deodorant powder?
And rubbed it under her arm. And then it seemed like Clint Eastwood, Will Money, had a fever. And he was chill. He had a chill, and he'd been riding in the rain. And instead of giving him Tylenol or something like that, Morgan Freeman told him to take a drink of whiskey. Just take a big old pull of that. Those are the 2 old texts that I found.
Yeah, that's not medically accurate whiskey for a fever, by the way.
Do not do that. Right.
All right, next up, political incorrectness. Yeah, a lot. Everyone's terrible towards the women. Everyone's terrible towards the Native Americans. Everyone's terrible towards
The Chinaman.
Englishmen, the Chinamen.
The Chinaman was really bad for me because, like, English Bob,
Yeah.
he was known for shooting Chinamen. And then when he rides into town, he's on his way to go get the $1,000 from the horse, and he sees 2 Chinamen as they call him, walking, and he like mimes shooting them with like Shooter McGavin finger guns. I was like, man, come on, you can't do that, right? But different time.
If you want to read an absolutely horrifying account of how we settled the American West, just go Google some of the stuff that was done to the Chinese immigrants who built the railroads in the 1800s.
I took an entire class on that. No, thank you. It's horribly upsetting.
It is absolutely horrifying. There's a ton of political incorrectness in this movie, and also in the era in which this movie takes place.
Right, which is why I think it's in this movie. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
What else you got for worst?
That's all I got. What else you got?
There's a part where Little Bill was building a porch on his house, and he was talking about how he just wants to sit on the porch and drink coffee at sunset. You drink coffee before you go to bed? What, are you going to stay up late and watch a movie? Like, it's the freaking Wild West. Who drinks coffee at night?
Dude, my grandparents grew up in this generation where they would drink coffee after dinner, and I never understood it.
What?
Because when I was a kid and we'd go over there, we'd finish dinner, and my grandma would make a pot of coffee, and they'd be like, y'all want some coffee? And my parents were like, yeah, I'll have a little bit. And then I was a kid, and then once I got to be older, I'd be like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Now that you say that, I realize that, does anybody want a cup of coffee? Like the waiter will ask. And I never thought like, oh yeah, sure, I'll have a glass of that at freaking 10 o'clock.
But dude, caffeine has a 6-hour half-life. If you have a cup of coffee at 7 o'clock, that means at 1 a.m., you're half as caffeinated as when you just finished it.
That's crazy. The whole time he was like, I just like to sit and watch the sunset with a cup of coffee. That way I could stay up late at night with no AC and stare at the ceiling that I poorly constructed and try to fall
roof
asleep.
That I built.
Right.
And wait for daylight.
And the only other worst that I had was Francis Ford Coppola got the script, and he had met with John Malkovich, and he wanted Malkovich to play William Money. And when they talked to John Malkovich about that, he's like, the offer wasn't very serious, thank goodness. And I say that for myself and the poor public and for Clint, because it would have been a total failure. Who would have wanted to see me play that? He's like, I would have been like acting schmacting and really hamming it up. And then this mythic figure of Clint Eastwood comes in and he kills it way easier. And then I started thinking, I like John Malkovich, and I would kind of want to see what he looked like in that movie.
John Malkovich and Francis Ford Coppola, that would be really fun. I mean, maybe not fun. That'd be a really interesting movie too.
Yeah. Pay the man his money.
Pay him his money.
That's pretty much all I had for the worst. I just like to reiterate, I've had my fill of big sky country movies. We could stop doing these movies from Wyoming and Montana.
No more movies where they're outdoors. That's it.
Yeah, fishing.
Dude, you have the calendar. You can move anything around you want to.
No, this is fine. I'm glad we did this because I thought this was a different movie, and I'm excited to see the other Sam Raimi movie that I thought it was.
All right, cool. 5 questions. Is it okay for kids? No, definitely not.
No, I'd say 15 to 18. There's way too much killing and whoring.
Would this movie get made if it were pitched now? Probably, I guess. I don't know.
If Clint Eastwood asked, probably.
They don't really make a lot of Westerns anymore, which I'm totally fine with. Like every couple of years, they'll do like a remake of one. Probably we'll get a remake of this at some point.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to watch that. Or I'll go watch the Japanese one where the guy's not a bandit and he's a samurai.
Yeah, that sounds badass. I'll check that out too. It depends on who's in it. If it's Clint Eastwood, no. But if it's somebody I like, I'll go see
Clint Eastwood the samurai, like Tom Cruise.
Like Ronin? I liked that movie. No, not Ronin. What's the Last Samurai?
What was the one where Keanu played a samurai? I thought Ronin had Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
But 47 Ronin or something like that.
I was going to say 47 something was the one with Keanu.
Keanu Samurai.
Movie or TV show? I think movie for this
short one, please. Wrap it up.
Yeah, we could trim it down a little bit. Who plays the lead? Who do you got to recast?
All right, I'm just going to give you all of them at once because I want you to see the whole cast together and see them interacting. So I want Denzel playing William Money, Denzel Washington. His friend is George Clooney. English Bob is Gary Oldman. Lil Bill is now Forrest Whitaker. And Kerry Washington is Strawberry Alice.
Yeah, dude, that sounds awesome. I just want to get Jeff Bridges in there somewhere.
Jeff Bridges? Nice. I like Jeff Bridges.
He's just he could be so grizzled, and he's got the like raspy cowboy voice.
Yeah, good call. I like him.
Can you still watch and enjoy this movie in 2022?
No, thank you. Yeah, whatever. If you like it, watch it. If you have 2 hours and you're debating on this or Captain Ron, you better pick Captain Ron.
I didn't enjoy the watching of it, but I'm glad that I watched it, and I would very happily watch it again if you gave me the choice of this or Captain Ron.
Really?
Oh, dude, for sure.
Give me Captain Ron every time.
It would be, the more we joke about Captain Ron, the more I'm excited to watch it again at some point. Truthfully. Because just all of the memories that we've made since that episode joking about Captain Ron will make me like it so much more.
Oh, steer clear of the ladder, boss.
It's available on HBO Max if anybody wants to watch it and has access to HBO Max. Otherwise, you can pay for it other places.
All the places.
So you want to do School Ties next and then do Lethal Weapon 3?
Sure. Yeah. I think the reason we switched them is we didn't want Lethal Weapon 3 because it was a big movie, and then Aladdin because it was a big movie. God forbid we get a lot of listeners. Not like a fucking business plan.
Yeah, dude, it
or
doesn't
something.
matter to me. If you want to do School Ties next, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah,
I
let's
love
do
that
School
movie.
Ties. School Ties next.
All right, next up, School Ties.
School Ties.
Dude, that's awesome. I am actually really excited to watch that one.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. It's got Sharon Stone in it, right?
You shot an unarmed man. Well, he should have armed himself. Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.